Hi, my name is Jolie Lubar, and I'm a Bubbler Ambassador.
And I'm Jake Ryan Flynn, and I'm not.
And welcome to our next episode of Dramatically Speaking. This week, since I last filmed, I've been a busy girl. If you guys haven't heard yet from my Insta, go follow if you don't. I'm in a sorority now. Yay! I'm in Zeta Tau Alpha here at Rider, and I love it. And actually, yesterday night, I got surprised. I got a little surprise. And Jake helped
I was in on it.
Make that happen. I don't really know the story with that.
Don't even know why I was included, but the point is I filmed her reaction. I made sure the roommates and the whole house knew that these Zeta people, I don't know how it works, coming in. There were decorations. I'm about to explain it, Josh. Oh my God.
Gosh.
We're not going to tell you what occurred. No, there were decorations on the door. There were gifts, treats, yummy treats, snacks on the beds of the dorm.
Yes.
And I filmed the reaction, and I played a small part in the joy.
So shout out to ZTA and shout out to Charlotte for setting that up. It was so cute. We'll put the reaction here.
Ready? And she's reacting now. That was such a good reaction. Oh my God. That was the best reaction
It'd be funny
I've ever
if
heard.
we didn't put that.
Well, we don't know. I mean, Josh does all the edits. So really, I'm saying there's reaction. This whole thing could be cut.
Yeah, and
Who's
if there's no video, all I did was I looked at the camera
and yelled
and
kind.
said kind. So that's what I said. But it's time for what's it time for?
It's time for BFA lesson of the week.
I'll get that order
Let's
down
do it.
soon. All right, it's been another week in the BFA, and it's time to talk about what we learned.
Well, what I learned in Ryan Dominguez's Acting 2
Shout
class.
out.
Shout out, Ryan Dominguez. We are doing scene presentations of Three Sisters, and what happened, you actually performed.
I did.
in our
I was
class.
Olga. Shout out Olga. You're
Shout
cool.
out the character Olga. And so we were, 3 or 4 of us perform every day, and then she gives notes, for 20 minutes on each scene. And something learned was just how when you have a new tactic or there's a beat change, you got to move. You got to physically move on it, not just like react with your face or just stand there. If there's a beat change, you have to move because you're physically changing what you're doing. I don't know why I'm snapping like this, but
You're just excited.
I'm excited. But it was just interesting to see how a scene there was a scene in the class that people weren't really moving, and I didn't realize that was an issue until she was like beat change, you have to move, and they started moving, and it really made the scene work, and I thought that was very interesting. But you were someone who performed, so I had to feel doing it.
I loved that class, guys. And whatever I thought the scene was, wrong. Everything wrong, and I have like a whole new perspective on it. So shout out Ryan Dominguez, shout out Tactics, Triggers and Heaps, shout out all you actors out there too while we're at it.
Anyone who's ever acted, shout out.
Or read Three Sisters or is named Ryan Dominguez.
Yeah, shout out. And
Love
now
you.
let's shout out transition the Broadway news. No casualness. You ready? Well, we're into the shout-outs of the week, and I think you should shout out a show that you're doing.
Yes. So on March 25th, I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that's when it is.
I hope you know, since you're in it.
I'm doing a show at 54 Below. Guys, I love 54 Below. The show is called 54 Hold Space, and it's directed by 2 of my friends that I met through TikTok. So once again, plugging myself if you don't follow my TikTok yet.
13,000 followers. Is that right?
Almost.
I don't have the exact number down.
13.5.
I also don't have TikTok, so.
So yeah, I'm in this show, and it's basically like the idea is that it's like a bunch of songs that were like TikTok trends or were like trending in pop culture type shit, and it's called Holding Space because that was like a really big pop culture moment, and me and Jerf love Holding Space.
We hold space a lot.
And if y'all didn't know, Jerf is Jake Ryan Flynn. We like to shorten it. If I ever call him Jerf on the pod, that's
Jake
his
Ryan
name.
Flynn's my initials.
Jake Ryan Flynn.
If you don't get it, I understand. No one does.
You don't have to like it. I don't think he liked it in the beginning, but I think it grew on him.
Yeah.
Also, Jerfy. There's that.
No, I hate that. That's bullying. I don't like that.
So yeah.
We were talking about holding space.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna hold space for a friend of ours in our freshman class. Your roommate, Lizzie Barra.
Shout out to my roommate and all of our best friend, Lizzie Barra. She is so kind, so talented.
Is portraying the role of Anya.
Come on.
Anya. In Disney's Anastasia at the Broadway Theater of Pittman.
Yep. It's about an hour away. We're going to be there.
We're going to be there.
If you want to meet
she's currently in the room.
us.
If you want to meet, that's strange. Wow, way to make it about us. It's about Lizzie.
We love you, Lizzie.
We love you so much, and we're so excited to see you in this show, in this role. We have heard her sing the closer of Act 1. And
You're gonna
it's
shine.
electric. It's going to be exciting for any
We're
of you
gonna
going
cry
to see it.
and
But those are our shout-outs of the week. And now, let's introduce our guest.
Okay, we have another really exciting guest on the pod today. Jake, do you want to introduce her?
I would love to, Jolie. She has been seen in many Broadway shows, including Cabaret, Dawn of the Donna Summer musical, A Bronx Tale, Mrs. Doubtfire, Death Becomes Her, and she is going to be joining the company of Schmigadoon on Broadway this spring. Please welcome the incredibly talented Kaleigh Cronin. Your first Broadway show was the 2014 revival of Cabaret.
Yes.
This and a big, famously a fantastic production that was revived a second time in the 2014. What was it like, that being your first show? How did that opportunity come about? And what was it like seeing so many different actors cycle through that revival the way that it happened that way?
Okay. You know me. I could talk. So if I'm rambling on
I
and
can't wait.
Okay, so first question, how was it? It was literally my dream come true. So I was out of college. I went on the national tour of Jersey Boys. And when the auditions, or like when the notice came out, like Cabaret was coming back, it has been my favorite musical for my entire life. So I called my agent immediately when I caught wind of this coming back. And I was like, I need to audition for Cabaret. Can you get me in the room? And they were like, yes, we can get you an audition. What instrument are you a professional at playing? And I said, what? Sorry, what? They were like, well, it's the revival of I don't know when it was first mounted, 98 version. Mm-hmm. All the ensemble members are the orchestra. So are you a professional musician? And I said, yes, I am.
Oh.
I played saxophone in the school band when I was 12, had not played it since, but I lied and said, yep, I play the saxophone. So I'm on tour. And I luckily had just started dating the saxophone player on Jersey Boys. He's now my husband of 11 years. But at the time I was like, hi. So I kind of accidentally told these people that I'm a professional saxophone player. Can you teach me to play saxophone in 1 week? Because I have an audition for like my dream job. And he, God bless him, sweet John, was like, okay. So he gave me saxophone lessons every day that week. He gave me his saxophone, like that he had to play on stage at Jersey Boys, gave it to me to fly to New York to do my audition, got it back in time to him. Okay, so I do the auditions, after like 6 callbacks later, whatever, it's going so well. I feel like, okay, I played well enough somehow to like get past each round. I'm doing all the understudy material. I'm like, I'm feeling pretty good about this. I feel like this could happen for me. The day of the final callbacks, I feel great. I'm leaving, getting in the elevator to go back to the airport to fly back to tour. And the choreographer stops the elevator, the choreographer's associate. And she said, just making sure, you're a gymnast, right? You can do back handsprings, front handsprings, walkovers. Like, again, this is happening again. And I was like, what are the odds she's going to have me do it in this elevator? So I just said, Elevator closes. And then I get to the airport, find out I got the show. I got the offer, dream come true. I was like, yes, this is amazing. I tell the tour I'm going to leave. I don't hear a thing again about gymnastics until the week before rehearsals start. And I get an email. Can you just send us a video of all your, everything you can do gymnastics wise so we can figure out what we're doing for the show.
Oh God.
So guys, in hotel rooms across America, taught myself how to do handsprings and walkovers. There's probably broken lamps in Holiday Inns across America because I was just throwing my body. But honestly, I think then I was so young that I kind of loved that I like didn't know any better. I was like, okay, this is how I get my dream. I'm going to do whatever it takes. So I'll just say yes and figure it out later. And okay. I know that doesn't always work. And I think now I would never, ever say I could do something I couldn't, but it kind of was just like a magic I don't know, the magic recipe that made it all work.
If I
for
have
me.
to
So,
lie, cheat, and steal, I'll be in Cabaret. That's really
yeah,
what
truly,
matters. That's
truly,
what it
I will
was.
do literally whatever it takes, and it worked, and that it was the best experience of my life. I mean, I feel like sometimes we over romanticize like what Broadway is and that it's like the be all end all, and it's really not. But this show was just incredible, start to finish. I mean, led by Alan Cumming, who is just the most
Yeah.
wonderful human in the world. What you think of him, he is, and more. It's like he just is outstanding. Um, it was incredible to watch people of that caliber. We had Michelle Williams first, then Emma Stone, then Sienna Miller, all who brought something so different to the role of Sally Bowles. And in that ensemble and as the orchestra, we were on stage the entire time. So I watched the entire show start to finish every single night. And like watching and learning from these brilliant actors and actresses really, I think, was like the best training I could have ever received. And then add to that just the insanity of like we had celebrities there every single night because they were seeing their famous friends in the show. So, I'd hang out with Meryl Streep and Paul McCartney in
That is
Wow.
Club Coming afterwards, which is what Alan turned his dressing room into. So it was wild. Like I feel like I dreamt it when I think too much about it, but it was just top to bottom like an incredible experience. And I got to be in my dream show, and I got to understudy Sally Bowles and go on for the role when Emma went to the Oscars. Like just crazy.
Yeah. Oh my.
Yeah, it was an insane first experience, but one that I will treasure for my whole life.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite shows of all time. And when people say it's one of the greatest shows I've written or the greatest show I've written, there's a reason.
Yeah.
There's a
I know.
reason why. It's brilliant. The book is brilliant. Everyone thinks the song's brilliant, but the book is brilliant. The book
The
is
book is
incredible.
And it is both like great because we can keep bringing it back, and also heartbreaking that like, wow, it is still relevant after all this time. And every time they revive it, it's like, yikes, we are still dealing with these issues.
Mhm.
So yeah, but it's great. It's theater. It makes you think, right? It's like everyone
Yeah.
leaves taking something away from it. So it's quite impactful.
Incredible.
All right, next question. You've covered a wide range of roles on Broadway, from principal tracks to leading characters. What is your process for learning material and making a role your own, especially when a show is evolving right up until you open?
That's a fantastic question. I am someone that is very like all or nothing about everything I do in my life. So when I think I've understudied, I guess in all but one show, I've understudied, and usually it's multiple roles. I usually beg to get the script beforehand if I can. A lot of my shows have been new musicals, so I guess I have the advantage in terms of making it my own. I do have the advantage of like I've never heard these lines said out loud.
They're like,
ever.
what
So-
script? We're still writing it. Literally.
and that's what they're always
Yeah.
their response, like, lady, calm down. We don't even have it yet. I'm like, okay, but I just want to do my homework. Like I'm such a nerd, and I love the rehearsal process, and I love being prepared. So it's like I am so hungry to like get my hands on it. So once I ultimately see it, which is usually like day one of rehearsal, and they give you a draft, I try to learn, memorize as much of it as I possibly can, which I know people have different opinions about that, different techniques. But in my mind, like it is my responsibility to be ready to go on for these parts should anything happen. And in my opinion, that starts day one of rehearsal. So most recently with Death Becomes Her, which was a new musical and changing drastically every day. Like, I don't know if people realize during rehearsals all the way through previews, you show up to the theater and sometimes they hand you 40 new pages of dialogue and songs. And so you're having to learn that as an understudy for your own track. Like I'm like, oh, we have 2 whole new dances today that I need to learn whilst also memorizing all these new scenes and songs. So when I'm rehearsing, I try to be very present in the rehearsal room, learn my dances for myself, be looking out the corner of my eye to see, oh, that blocking changed there for that person. Okay, that character is doing this now. And then when I get home, I am like memorizing machine. I usually use a voice recorder like app, and I will say the entire script into my phone and then just listen to it while I'm doing laundry, walking my dog. So it's just like the constant repetition of the lines. Um, yeah, so that's kind of my process, is just like be ready as much as I can, as early as I can. Um, and you always hope that it won't happen. Like, you hope that you'll have adequate rehearsal and that you um, will be told, like, and you're going to be on, for the first time December 8th or what have you. But it doesn't always happen like that. I ended up going on the second preview of Death Becomes Her and hadn't had rehearsal and no costumes. But things
Oh my
happen,
God.
right? People get sick, the trains break down, like anything can happen. So I was so grateful on that day. Like, oh my God, I am so glad that I sat alone during every lunch break and just had my earbuds in and would like read all the new lines every day, because thank God, if nothing else, when they were like, can you do this tonight? And I was like, it might not be pretty, but I will know all the words. And hopefully I'll stand in the right place. And it went well, and it was a blast. But yeah, I would say that is my technique. Just prepare, 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 even when you don't want to, even when you don't think you have to, prepare. And yeah, I kind of touched on that before, but in terms of making it your own, I think like you learn things as you go. Like I like to trust my gut instinct about a character, and kind of rely on that. And then I think as you see the principles work and you go, oh, that's interesting. I might pepper some of that idea into my show. And it also depends, like you guys know, it's some directors and some creative teams want you to do a carbon copy of what the person does at night, and that's fine. That's my job. And then other times they say, go wild, have at it. There's moments for improv, and you can totally be free to do your own thing. So it's really just like feeling out what the vibe of the creative team is. And yeah, was there another part of that question? I've been talking so long.
No, that was perfect. That was an incredible answer.
Okay.
Yeah. I was going to say, as someone who's watched you work, you're so dialed, and it's incredible to see. Like, you're just to see you lock in. Like, like, there is no one who does. I
That's
know you know the whole
inspiring.
show forwards and backwards. Like, I've seen it. I know that you're like, you could be Chris for a little Miss Doubtfire if you had to. I feel like you definitely could. I feel like you 100% could.
Ah,
You
I don't know about that. That is, thank you. I feel like it is sometimes like a great asset. Other times it's like my greatest curse. Like I can't let go of just wanting to like know all of the information. So it's something I
I
struggle
feel
with. It's
that.
something I work on, but I think it serves me well as an understudy, at least from a prepared standpoint.
So you were a part of a production of Sophisticated Ladies at the Crosswords Theater Company,
You
directed
did your homework.
directed by Andre DeShields. And we wanted to know, what was it like having worked with a director that has as such a successful performer and knows so much about the theater, not just in like how to perform, but just like he's just been around to see every version of just such a legend. As someone who I've seen him perform, and he's just absolutely incredible. What was it like? You're like, okay, I'm not in a scene with you, but now you're directing me. Like, what was that dynamic like?
I feel like we throw the word iconic around.
He is
That man is an
iconic.
icon.
He
That is the
is.
definition of an icon. He came in day one and in such a grand way. I think he was wearing something absolutely fantastic and just said like, hello, I'm Andre DeShields, actor, legend, visionary. And I was like, yes,
That's
he's
so good.
outstanding. And I was going to say, like, yes, of course, this man knows everything about performing, right? In terms of notes and wanting it to feel a certain way and all of that. Like, of course, it was listening just to the most masterful person at their craft to give you these notes. But more so, I'd say, like, just the way he carries himself through life was so inspiring. I feel like I just like became a cooler person through osmosis just by being in the same room as him. He really is one of a kind. Just really, just yeah. That's like outstanding is the word I have for him. Yeah, that was such a cool project and such a like quick little moment, but it was something I very much enjoyed and just yeah, I'm in total awe of him. So to work so closely with him was like lovely.
I'll never forget seeing him in Hadestown,
Oh my
and when he
gosh.
crossed. See, I didn't. I was in preview, so I knew nothing about the show. And he crossed, and he unbuttoned his jacket, and I was like, I honestly, I have no idea what this show's about. I don't even know if it's gonna be good, but I'm obsessed with him, and I'm locked in. Like I like leaned forward. And it turned out to be a brilliant show, but I just like was like, I'm in. He brought me
Yeah,
in.
and talk about,
Truly.
but that's him in life. That's not even him in performance. It's like he opens his mouth to speak, you listen. Like he just
Right.
commands such respect and admiration. It's really cool to witness.
What a star!
That's so
What
awesome.
a star.
Alrighty. So, you trained in the BFA drama program at Carnegie Mellon.
Yes.
How did your time there shape you as an artist, and what tools from that training do you still rely on today in your career?
Um, yeah, Carnegie Mellon. It's great. It was so tense. It was so hard, but it was
Mhm.
so worth it. Um, yeah, I'm so grateful for my experience there. Like I can't imagine having done it a different way. And I think going back to my preparedness, like I certainly was that way, I think anyway. I think I was always destined to be that kind of person, but I think it also armed me with like more tools to aid in me being even more of that kind of performer. And things at the time, I remember standing in like movement exploration class and clown class. Like we had to create clowns that we spent an entire semester doing animal projects. We had to go to the zoo and like study a specific animal and then build a character out of that animal. So many things at the time, I was like, I can't believe that this is school. Like I'm
Right.
getting graded for being a jellyfish in a corner, huh? But then you get to the real life application of that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel so armed with all these tools and ways to like build character, study a script. Um, really just things I had never thought of. Like I think before school, I would have just been like, okay, these are the words and I'll say them how Kaleigh would say them without any thought of backstory, moment before, clues in the text about what different relationships are. It's like a whole world was open to me after school about like ways to get into a piece. Um, and then also, I think you just grow up. I don't even know if it's specific to Carnegie Mellon. It's like any college when you're that age, you're learning so much about yourself too. And I think in like a theater program, it's you're doing the most work on yourself because it's such a personal thing, right? Like you are your instrument. So, um, yeah, I think it was just the best training for the real world, you know, and add to that like singing and dancing, which I never took formal classes. I kind of I always performed. I was lucky enough to live close by to a great regional theater in New Hampshire where I grew up, and I kind of learned like on the job. I was just cast in all the shows as like the kid and then the teenager in all the shows. So I just learned from watching, but I had never taken an actual voice lesson until college. I'd never taken a ballet class until college. So some of those things I was like, oh, this is great and necessary. And thank God, because, you know, then you get into the auditions and I think I probably would have been lost. So it was, yeah, it was great.
Well, now we have to talk about the show we did for 24 years together. Uh, Mrs. Doubtfire the musical, the incredible experience that it was. So, what did this experience mean to you? How did you get involved with the show? And explain to the listeners this is why we called you Kaleigh Cronin in the couch. Now, subsequently cut, but this was I think it was Rob McClure who would be like, "Gotta do my warm up." Kaleigh Cronin in the couch. Kaleigh Cronin in the couch. It was they got to get the diction
Yes.
going for the show.
Cronin in
So
the couch, Kelly Cronin in the couch. I still do it sometimes.
yeah.
Okay, Mrs. Doubtfire, my heart. I Mrs. Doubtfire was my favorite movie growing up. And throwback to when I mentioned the saxophone player on the Jersey Boys tour that I started dating, our first date, he was going to take me to, I don't know, somewhere, some restaurant. And I said to him, you know what? My favorite movie just came on TV. Would you mind? Like, can we reschedule for another night? And it was Mrs. Doubtfire. And he responded, if I can guess your favorite movie, can I come over and watch it with you? And I was like, yeah, how would you ever guess? And he said, Mrs. Doubtfire, because that's his favorite movie too. So he came over, we watched Mrs. Doubtfire, the rest is history.
That is the
And-
smoothest line ever that he guessed
right?
it. That's incredible.
But we
Oh my God.
genuinely both loved it, knew every line. So we were like laughing hysterically. It was, just lovely. And then fast forward a million years to there are rumblings that Mrs. Doubtfire is coming to Broadway. I had done the show A Bronx Tale with the incredible Jerry Zaks as director, assisted by Steve Edlund. And that, I mean, they are just the dream team.
That's
Jerry
such a
Zaks
duo.
talked about just, I think, the world of Jerry Zaks. They were tied to the project. So I think I messaged Steve and said, like, if Mrs. Doubtfire is coming to Broadway, I'm going to do a cabaret and I will do whatever it takes
To be in this production.
So, yeah. So I got called to be a part of, was that the first reading that we did, Jay?
Yeah, we did that was the first official reading.
Ever reading.
There had
reading
been ones
workshop
before, but this was the first
with like a full cast.
with the full cast, and I think with the Carrie and Wayne's version of the show. Yeah, this was like the first, I think, but it was definitely the first to fit. This was the first one.
And Jake was a child. Remember when?
Back in the day.
Now you're a full-grown human
Yeah.
person. Wild.
Still doing it on tour, but can you imagine? It's still playing the role, which is strange, but it's
But like, kind of wouldn't be surprised.
yeah, literally.
Why not? Yeah, so did the workshop. It was incredible. We all fell in love with it. I was like, this is a dream. This is going to be wonderful. We went out of town to Seattle. Audiences loved it. I was like, this is going to be a hit. Like, we all felt like it was such a special thing. And then we all know how it ends. Came to New York. And what was it? Our third preview? Second
COVID.
preview?
Third. So third.
Third preview. COVID happened. Shut it down. We tried to bring it back. Then COVID happened again. It just was doomed from the jump. And it's so sad because there was so much promise. Like, I truly think had it existed in a different time, it would have had a nice long life.
It'd still be running, I think.
And and to your point, it's still successful on tour, overseas. Like, it is going well now that COVID is not a thing anymore. But yeah, it was just so sad that it happened when it did, because it just was like, wasn't it the most heartwarming, lovely? I genuinely would tear up every single night. The kids, you guys were stars.
I'm tearing up just talking about you, listening to you talk about the journey, because first of all, the cast was incredible. I mean, just a great everyone, and I think it's because we did it in Seattle, and like we were all of us were just like not with our families for 3 months, so that there's that element, spending holidays, and it was just it was so fun to do, because there were shows that are like Mrs. Doubtfire, they were crazy dancing. It was a hard show, but it was a fun hard show. There's some hard shows that are just really hard shows, like
totally.
This was just so fun.
It was so enjoyable. Yeah, the people were just wonderful. And in a way, like, I am grateful that family was the one that carried us through the COVID years, because I think for a lot, obviously, it was a very dark time. But like a piece of light was us like having our Zoom meetings all together and being able to message each other. And it's like, I'm so grateful that you were all in my life during that time and continue to be. But maybe it existed for that purpose, we needed that levity during that. Yes.
But you got to tell us why Kaleigh Cronin the Couch, because it's an amazing. And it was cut after COVID, right? Right? Well, I can't remember. There's 1,000 versions of the show, so I don't remember if it was in when we opened December 21.
I think I still did it.
You still did it.
I think I still did it in New York.
So it was never cut, and I'm just making that up. That could be
No,
true.
maybe it was cut. Maybe it was. I don't know now.
It's not cut in my heart.
Either way, there were I did it for 4 months straight. Okay, so we'll explain. So do you know, well, maybe I'll say that part at the end. But there was a number in Doubtfire when we are all dressed as Mrs. Doubtfire.
Okay.
And all the Doubtfires during this number are exploding out of different parts of the house, like coming through her window, crawling over the top of whatever the structure was.
Yeah.
And someone had the bright idea. Someone should be inside the couch and explode out of the couch cushions. Yeah. And I want to say, I think they were like, who won't complain if we stick them in? Kaleigh will do it, which I was happy to do it. What they neglected to mention to me was that I had to get in this couch 10 to 15 minutes before said explosion.
Because for 45 minutes. Like,
couch goes on the stage and they're doing whole numbers. Rob McClure has to sit on the couch. He's singing to the children. The children leave. Someone else comes and sings a song. And I am laying like in a coffin with couch cushions on my face and body.
Also in a giant suit, not just in like,
giant Mrs. Doubtfire suit with a plastic wig, glasses, a big belly, foam belly. Like it was wild. It was wild. And I was so nervous because it was so jet black in there and it was so like insulated so you couldn't hear much. And I was like, I am so afraid I'm going to fall asleep. What happens if I fall asleep and then don't come out to do like the big start of this number? And I was scared that I couldn't hear it. So I would have to like feel the vibrations of the bass notes. I was scared every night. I was scared every night. Anyway, but famously one day during tech, I'm in the couch. They're doing the scene before with the kids and I can't hear anything. And apparently they called a break. And so all of a sudden, someone realizes eventually, like, where's Kaleigh? I was in the couch. These people left me in the couch. Everyone was gone. Lights are on. People like went and had dinner, and I'm just like stuck in the couch. So anyway, done. Thus was born Kaleigh Cronin in the couch. Kaleigh Cronin in the couch.
Where?
That's the story.
Kaleigh said she was going to eat with us. Where is she? She's in the couch.
Missing in the couch. But then this is a theme. Does it happen in this show? Oh yeah, it does when I'm on. Oh yeah, hello. Every Broadway show I've done, I've been in a piece of furniture.
Isn't that true?
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yes, it's like now my reputation, I fear. Like, is
that in your contract for Schmigadoon? You have to. Is it in your contract? You might need to contractually put that in.
Like Cabaret, I was two ladies, so I had to crawl under the stage and come out of a trunk. Bronx Still, I was on some sort of scaffolding thing. All of them, truly. And right now in Death Becomes Her, I am a puppet inside of a tiny cardboard box, and I come out with cans of spray paint. On a mattress, I was the light that gets pulled out of the mattresses at the end. It's a thing. Now it's my thing.
It's in your rider now at this point.
My rider, put me in furniture.
And period.
Also, do you have a Jerry Zaks story? Because we've had so many people who've worked with Jerry Zaks on this, and we always ask for a Jerry Zaks story because everyone has one.
I mean, I feel like I have a million because he's hilarious and just I think of him like my father. Like he's just the wisest man whom I so respect. But I do have to say, Jerry's voice plays in my head anytime I am on for In Death Becomes Her. Anytime I go on for either of Helen or Madeline, which are like huge comedic roles, I think of Jerry saying, if they're laughing, don't move.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, that's a great note. If they're laughing, don't move. It kills every time. Like just stand there, let them laugh, baby. Let them laugh. So that's my Jerry Zaks like word of wisdom that is just plays constantly in my head, especially during this show. That's so like it's all about comedic timing. So
he's changed the way I watch really anything because I go,
yeah,
what would Jerry Zaks? No, Jerry Zaks would not think this is correct. I was like, he would make it better because he makes everything better.
Yeah,
he knows.
I also I tend to, as a background actor in many scenes, I like to have a little backstory, a little banter in the background.
Sure.
I like to fill my ensemble characters with a full life. And then sometimes I am, getting carried away in my own story back there. And I can hear Jerry Zaks being like, I know you think what you're doing back there is interesting. It's not.
He's so upfront. And I'm just like, I mean, he came it's so true. I mean, he's just right. He came into a no session. This is shortly before he opened. And he said, there's shit we need to fix. All right. And he said, I was like, all right, let's get to it.
I love that.
Yep. but like I trust him above all. I'm like, what you say goes. Tell me what you want. So smart.
So speaking of Death Becomes Her, what is it like bringing the show from Chicago to New York and covering two massive tracks, including going on for Madeline during Broadway previews? Like, how did you prepare for something that demanding, and how do you like keep up with it like so many times in a week?
Um, Being a part of it is wonderful. It's like one of my favorite things I've done. Um, I knew from the first time I read the audition sides that it was going to be a hit. Like I was laughing
Yeah.
hysterically filming my audition tape. Like my husband and I were in tears. Like it is just so silly and so funny, and I think so well written. Um, Doing it in Chicago was a blast, and it went so well, and it was seemed to be really well received by the audience in a way that makes you really hopeful. But then again, my experience with Doubtfire and other out of towns, I'm like, I've been burned by this before.
I can imagine. You're like, this means nothing.
Yeah, so you don't want to like get your hopes up, but we're like, we feel like this might be good. And then we got to New York, and immediately, like, it was a big hit, and it just to watch it grow and change and just get better, like from the Chicago version to now, has been awesome. So many things I didn't even think like needed improvement then did, and you're like, oh my gosh, the magic is so much better now, the costumes are better now, which like who would have thought they ever could have even gotten more beautiful and amazing. So that's been great to be a part of like the full journey. Covering the two women, I would say, is the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I It has also been the most rewarding, I think, from a standpoint of I think when I took this job was like, I don't know that I am capable of doing this. Like I really don't know. And I kind of said like, okay, like if you think I can, okay, but I'll probably be like fourth string quarterback. Like I probably won't go on at all. So LOL, what a joke that turned out to be. But yeah, I think just it really has shown me like, oh, I am so much more capable than I think. I can do this. I have the tools, like we discussed. I have done my homework, and now I can just like do what I love to do and enjoy it. So it really has been a joy. I won't lie though, like it is so hard. And I say to the women who do it every night, I don't know how you do it every night. I have done only, I think, 8 shows in a row as each. There was one week I think I did like half of one and then half of the other. And then like full vacation weeks at times. But I think after like a solid week of one of them, I'm like, okay, I can rest for a month. Like it is really exhausting vocally. But I suppose like with time, it's gotten easier, like just because I think your instrument gets used to the repetition. Also, there's an element of, I think for me, like I was terrified at first. So I think I was just balls to the wall, excuse the expression, but like going for it 100% start to finish. And then once you're not terrified and peeing your pants every second, you can be like, okay, I can bring some nuance into this. I can pull back here. I can give myself like, I know this huge song is coming up. I don't need to scream in this scene that precedes it. So it's a lot of like mental gymnastics, trying to take care of yourself throughout. And then I just try to even like, we have rehearsal consistently enough that I feel like I'm prepared. But in the beginning, when it was still changing all the time, like I would run the show for like my dog, myself in my house all the time, every day off, just to make sure it like truly was living in me, so that when I got on the stage, I wouldn't be thinking so much about like what line is next, and I could actually like enjoy myself. Because once I got to the point of being comfortable with the material, then it's so fun. Like you just get to play. Like I will be on stage and be like, oh my God, I'm just playing pretend with Chris Sieber, like who I've idolized for years, like, is this real life? And it's so fun, and he's so fun, and so it plays back, and it's like, it truly is a joy when you can let go and not not have the nerves, because they're always there for me, but like say like, okay, I know this, that I'm going to be nervous. I accept the nerves, and we do it despite them, you know?
We're obsessed with this show, by the way. Oh my
Yes.
God. I have been blasting
We
the
listen
cast
to this
album.
all the time.
I'm obsessed. I think my favorite. By the way, I found a bootleg of the production of it in Chicago, and I watched the whole thing, and it's amazing to see how much it changed. Like just and how much like you said, things you didn't even think would need improvement. Like it's amazing. But my favorite line in the whole show, I think, has to be, and I've memorized it because I'm so obsessed with it.
I know what it's gonna be.
You know what it's gonna be. It's this.
Go ahead.
She goes, "Oh, something about like I have this crazy routine. Always at the gym, salads with no dressing, cocaine." And then he says, "There's your sense of humor again." And she goes, "Okay." That is my favorite.
Isn't that so good?
I think, well, the book is just so...
I love the couch is moving line.
The couch is moving.
I thought that was so funny.
There's something to be said for the fact that I have heard these lines now I did also like Doubtfire. I did, from the first readings of this show, like, which was when, 2024, 2023? A long time ago. And I still laugh. Like yesterday, I was on stage, like backstage, laughing hysterically at the delivery of one of the lines. It's just so funny. And it's so like, I mean, I guess it appeals to everyone because everyone seems to love it. But I feel like this was written for me. Like it is it's the comedy style like I prefer. But then I think everyone feels that way, which I'm like, what an amazing quality to be able to write. Everyone feels like this was written for me. You know what I mean?
Well, I was watching and I was like, this feels like I love old school classic musical theater comedy. And it felt like I'm throwing the mic. It felt like a callback to that for me. But then I accept that I'm not the normal theater goer person. But then I looked around, I was like, people are screaming and love it. Like the audience, I watched it, I was like, this is amazing. Like this is like people love, I mean, TikTok loves, everyone loves it.
We love
it.
it.
We love it. I'm obsessed with it.
And Christopher Sieber.
And we love
gave me
Christopher
a big
Sieber.
hug
Shout out to him.
and said, give him
Love
some
him.
sugar.
Yeah.
And I said, okay.
It's so great.
It was kind.
She'll never forget that. Give me
I'm
some
not
sugar.
ever forgetting that.
He said it to you?
Yeah, because when
Yes.
we came to see the show, we saw you guys after the show. He was like, I was like, this is my friend Jolie, and he was like, oh, give me some sugar, and she was like, I'll never forget that.
So kind.
He's such a nut. Oh, I love that man. He's so good.
Okay, so you're going to be joining the Broadway company of Schmigadoon on Broadway.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely so exciting. Currently, Death Becomes Her, but you're going to be switching over. I guess not momentarily because you're going to be through it until pretty much opening night. Are you excited about it? Like, obviously, you're excited about it. Like, what? Do you have the script? Like, do you know much about it yet? Have you watched were you a fan of the TV show? Like, I'm so excited because I love the TV show.
I could feel you getting excited talking about it.
I know, I'm so excited. And Brad Oscar. Because I've been talking with him. Oh my God, our friend Brad. So I'm like, you can see how excited I'm getting.
Who sent me? Because of course he did, because this is the kind of human Brad Oscar is. But like the day the cast was announced, he texted me immediately like, I see we're going to be working together again. So excited. Like just the nicest. I'm like, you are you. You don't have to, like reach out to me to be sweet, but he's just the best. So I'm so excited to be reunited with him. I watched the show, the TV show on Apple TV, loved it. And then did not I wish I could have seen it at the Kennedy Center, but I've been doing Death Becomes Her for the last however many years. So have not seen anything about it since, other than my best friend from childhood, Max Clayton.
Yay.
Do you know Max?
I know of him, but we've never actually met.
You know who he is?
But
Okay.
Of course.
So we grew up together. I've known him since he was 3 years old. I was 5. I'm slightly elder. But we grew up together and learned to perform together. We did every show together growing up, and we in our adult lives have never done a show together, which kind of seems weird.
I don't
at
know why
this
that's
point.
making me emotional. That's so exciting.
Right?
That's
I get emotional. But Julie, I have pictures, I posted it the day of that cast announcement, but I have pictures of us as little babies, in shows with our costumes on and our makeup, and it's that is my brother. And part of the reason I'm always so excited to to be a part of a new show. And like, this seems like a lovely one, and it's filled with so many wonderful people. And Chris Catelli is directing and choreographing, which he, did Death Becomes Her. Love him. I will work for him whenever he would want me to be a part of anything. I adore him. But a huge draw for me was like being in this show with Max, with like my brother. It's like, I am so excited. Our parents are so excited. It feels like a perfect, like, I don't know, bookend to what we like dreamed of as children, So I'm thrilled. And he's gonna be one of the principal roles. Like, I'm so proud of him. Oh, my Max, I'm so excited.
You're getting so emotional.
I don't know the way. It's really it's why. I mean, no wonder why I'm in theater. Like,
you softy.
Literally. No, I'm so excited for the show because me and my mom are obsessed with the TV show. And yeah, I can't wait to see it. It's gonna be so exciting. And I remember because Brad was in the Kenny thing, and I've been like texting me like he would like tell me about like, hey, we're doing this thing, and I remember when the announcement came out, I was like, so you're in this, right? They couldn't announce it. He was like, yes. I was like, perfect, thank God, because I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited. And every time I hear of someone else, well, now obviously the cast is out there, but like initially when someone would be like, oh, and Jess Loprato's doing it, like, Jess Loprato, my favorite. Oh, that's the music. She's the nicest. It's like all of the like people I've loved working with in the past, or have like loved socially and haven't gotten the chance to work with yet, are in this show. And I just really, I couldn't be more thrilled. And as I said before, I love a rehearsal process. Like, I think I am kind of weird in that, like, maybe I enjoy that more, the play practice part of it, the learning and the tech and all that. Like, I love that.
Tech is fun. Tech is fun. It's
yes,
long, but it's fun.
Oh, you are genuinely saying
Oh,
it.
I was being genuine. Oh, can't even tell anymore. I guess there's no way of knowing. But yes, I was being genuine. Too many layers.
No, but I agree. Like, it is fun, and it's where you bond with your castmates and with the crew, and like, I'm looking forward to that.
Like La Rosa and Doubtfire. There's so much bonding during that tech the week that took. The coloring pages at the tables.
Oh yeah.
David Hibbard making his exit. Sorry, I gotta go, and then he goes changes into the judges. I always loved his like beat, because he always someone I don't know who was sitting at the bar, but he always be like, sorry, I gotta go, and then he would like go change into the judge. It's like just knowing that he's. I'm just obsessed with that whole.
David Hibbard, love.
All right, we're at the final
question.
One. Wait, I'm sad. Okay. So, looking back on your career so far, what advice would you give to young artists trying to break into the industry? And what has working on Broadway taught you that changed your perspective on the business?
What advice I would give? I like to say comparison is the thief of joy. I think it's so easy in this business, especially, to look at other people's, what you are defining as success, and say like, I'm not there yet, or I should have had this, this opportunity or this many credits. And it's like, everyone is on their own wonderful path. Some people's move faster than others. They all are, some take winding roads, some are direct. It's like, trust that you are on the path that is right for you. What is meant for you will find you. I have to remind myself of that all the time. When there's opportunities or things that don't go my way, I don't get a job and I'm bummed. And I'm like, you know what? It wasn't meant to be. And it only means that it's opening the door for something better or more appropriate, more fitting, just something else to come along. So I'd say, stay in your lane. Don't worry about those on the other sides of you. Stick to yourself. Be the best version of yourself, and what is meant for you will find you. And then what have I learned? I have learned that there is no such thing as being perfect. I think I, as a performer, try so hard to like we've talked about, like, learn all the lines, learn all the dance moves, try to do it, perfectly every night. And then what you quickly discover, especially on a Broadway stage, is like, oh, that's not a thing. It's never going to be perfect. But I think that's why I find extreme fulfillment in like doing the same show every night, is because it's always different. There's always something I can do better. There's always something I can learn from. So I think just learning to, what I have learned and continue to learn every day of doing this is like relinquishing the need to be perfect, because you never will be. And then you can have more fun. Like when you're comfortable with trying things and messing up. Like that was a huge lesson for me. I think I was so scared to try something and fail, but it's like that's where growth comes from. So I think that is something I've learned. Try and fail and in rehearsals in a safe place, and you'll learn so much more. And then your performance will be that much more rich. Did that make sense?
Yes, that was
Yeah, that was
fantastic.
such a good answer.
Also,
good,
can you
okay.
give us a death becomes? There's got to be a death becomes her mishap that's happened, whether as Madeline or Helen or just because that seems like a crazy show. There's so many props. There's so much everything.
Yeah, right. Like, there's so much that could go wrong, but weirdly, it kind of like it very rarely does.
I get
I'm
it. We
trying
can't
to-
talk about it on
Do
air.
you have a favorite
I get it.
line?
Do I have a favorite line?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what always gets you.
You know what I love that I feel like I want more people to laugh at in the wedding scene. I don't know if you remember this. Oh, is this a spoiler? No, whatever. It's on TikTok.
Yeah, it's on.
the
That's true.
scene, they reference Chris Sieber says to Madeline, something about like she says the wedding's ruined. It's all ruined, and he's like, no, it's okay. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry about this that went wrong, this that went wrong, or the doves that froze to death on the balcony. And she goes, what? Can we still release them, or are they just going to fall?
That killed
And I
me.
think that's
That got
funny.
me.
And then later, dead doves fall from the balcony.
think
Just
that's-
like, boom. And I just think
That's
that's
so
funny.
upsetting.
Like, I really laugh so hard every night. And I'm like, I don't know if people aren't catching on quick enough, but I just think it's so funny. Are we going to release them, or are they just going,
to fall.
So that's one of my faves, but there are so many good ones. But yeah, mishaps. Like, I don't know why I'm coming up at a loss. I mean, there's silly things that happen every day. The viol falls apart as we're dancing,
Sure.
and we're constantly giggling, and things spill. But like in terms of huge mishaps, no, you'd think it would happen more often than not. Warren, who does the incredible stair fall in slow motion, like his wig fell off a few weeks ago, which was just so funny because, it's the whole gag is that you're supposed to think it's Madeline falling down the stairs. So he has this beautiful long dress.
Wait,
And then
it's devastating.
came off to reveal like man hair underneath. So he was holding a wig, but then brilliantly, when Madeline emerged from behind the couch to like do her reveal, the actual Madeline, she had taken her wig off and was in a wig cap. I know. I was
That's
like, now
funny.
that. So yeah, things like that. It's like almost in our show, I feel like when things go wrong, it's helpful. It's like yes, and it's part of the comedy. So.
Yeah, we had Annalise on, and we were talking about how, remember in Seattle when the apartments didn't go together and all of us were behind the thing, and yeah, that mess, because there's like 35 people behind it, and if it stopped or anything, I feel like it's like stopping
Right.
traffic. But yeah,
I wouldn't know, Jake, because that's
you're
when
in
I
the
was
couch. You also wouldn't know if the scene was over. That was on a break. Did you not take your 10? It's like you wouldn't.
I missed that.
You
I
missed
missed
that.
that.
But thank you so much for coming on.
Of course, thank you for having
And
me.
enjoy Death Becomes Her until apparently opening night of Schmigadoon.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
will.
We absolutely love it. Yeah, it's incredible.
Thank you so much for watching today's episode of Dramatically Speaking. You can find us here.
Please subscribe. That way we can pay for our college tuition.
Bye.